It's actually, it doesn't pick up too much. That's what these mics are so good at.
They're very directional.
Yeah, extremely directional.
Hypercardioid.
Oh, that's the inside bit, isn't it? The
Heart-shaped.
Yeah, the
pickup pattern is heart-shaped.
You got to pull up the plastic. There you go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. It looks so different when you take that off.
Yeah. Very cool.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's just a tiny speaker.
Yeah.
Literally, it's just a tiny speaker.
Yeah,
Microphone is a tiny speaker that works in reverse.
Yeah, okay.
You can put that in the podcast. We can talk about that.
Keep that in. That's the intro for this episode.
It's just a tiny speaker.
Well, welcome back to part 2 of Brad's magnificent story. We've got really into the depths of your accident when you were riding a bike, and as you
push
said,
bike. We're going to call it a push bike.
Oh, push bike. Sorry, bicycle.
A bicycle. Yes. The society seems to have a bit of a challenge about bike riders. Not a motorbike.
Yeah,
not a motorbike. Yes. I was going 50k, but not a motorbike.
Yeah,
yes.
But interestingly, so if you're on a road bike, there would have been only pad brakes. Is that right on the rim, or did you have disc brakes?
So I'm trying to remember which bike it was.
That's all right.
I think it was disc.
Oh, so it probably would have had a bit more stopping power with the disc brake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but just not enough time. I actually did the math. So as a physicist and aerospace engineer, I did the math.
In terms of like how you needed to slow, like the time you would have needed to slow down, the deceleration rate. Yeah,
looking at the deceleration rate, kind of going where exactly did that mean I braked, and did I see it in time, and just 100. Like, would I have had time to brake in the time I had seen it?
But that would have given you some answers as well, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But as I said to the guys, a lot of it's just reconstructed.
Yeah.
I've had to construct memories. Around it.
Well, as I was going to say, my favourite part about listening to the story, I think, was that the fact that how much you want to keep moving the focus away from you in terms of the story, but that God was working through you.
Thank you, because I feel I deserve a little bit of praise because I've worked really, really hard on this. No one can believe how much of rehab I do.
Yeah.
But it's all because God gave me the desire.
Well, talk us through the rehab then. So what kind of, I'm guessing you have to do some brain exercises. That would be part of it.
So the injuries, voice.
Yep.
One of the muscles in my back is paralysed, so I have to do a lot of. Was paralysed. It wasn't the nerve wasn't impaired, so I've had to do a lot of rehab about learning to use it again.
Okay.
Vision. I had to do a lot of vision exercises, and then a lot of the early rehab is for the brain is kind of going, well, where are the issues? And so one of those issues was, I mentioned, navigation. And my neuropsychologist, she's a specialist in recovery, she said, Brad, you're very verbal. The tests show that your verbal capability has not been impaired. But you were super visual. Yeah. And you've lost some of that. And now as an adult, you need to learn new skills. So not everyone in the world is like you. And it's tough to be you because you're now as an adult having to learn new skills that most people learnt as a child.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you a way to compensate. Yeah. Turn it into a story. And I caught myself. I was dropping my son Ewan off at one of his friends' place, and I'm like, I'm lost. I don't know what the last 3 turns are. And he says, you've been there before. Remember it was. And I verbally said, oh yeah, Brad drives down, sees the station. After that, he sees the big yellow McDonald's. It's a left turn there, really hard, and it's got that strange little right swing. And then just 2 lanes, two drives down, he turns left. And I turned it into a story.
Yeah, you almost turned into like a children's picture book.
Yeah. Well, that's and you could probably see on my face I was actually picturing it because I can do that now.
Yeah.
Because I've gone back to picturing it, but actually be able to turn it into words. And so people hear it wrong when I say it, but it's a crutch, and I mean not as a mental, emotional crutch. I mean, as if I'd broken my leg, you'd see me using crutches.
Yeah.
Same thing with your brain.
And so learning to what are those compensating strategies for your brain?
Yeah.
What bits work, what bits don't, what might you have to do. So a lot of the rehabbers have been around finding other ways. Other ways.
Do you like that challenge though?
I love that challenge.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought you might.
Yeah. It is the most amazing thing. It is to be given a complex problem, and to actually be going, oh, hold on, my intuition reaching for the pen, is like that. But actually, I need to stop myself and go, no, I need to reach for this other pen over here. I need the red one, not the blue one. Oh, but actually, maybe I don't need a pen. Maybe I need a nib quill, or maybe I need a podcast recorder. Or, and to the point where that becomes natural.
And there's an appeal there for you as an engineer too, right? To find the solution.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, okay.
Everyone asks me why I work in cybersecurity. Well, I grew up as an aerospace engineer. Think about it. Complex system. Plane. That lives in a highly uncertain environment, flying in the atmosphere. There's thunderstorms, there's highly uncertain environment, and it's operated by humans.
Yeah.
Cybersecurity?
Same thing.
Complex system, uncertain environment, operated by humans. My aerospace engineering textbook for structural design was printed in 1947 and had hand-drawn diagrams and graphs. I used a computer to solve the maths, but the maths hasn't changed in the better part of 70 years. The planes, the A380 is the same as the DC-3. Slightly different engines and a little bit more scale. And
a bit bigger and stuff.
A little bit bigger, and mostly that's material science. For the material scientists watching, I know of one who will probably hopefully be watching. You go, oh yeah, like, and it's just not really changed. Oh well, it's an interesting problem. I'm looking for one where I keep learning.
Yeah.
And that's thank you. I've had a moment of reflection in terms of telling my story. Just go, actually, that's the thing I enjoyed the most. Keep learning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, like, again, as I was saying in the last part, the way that you said, I'm feeling disconnected because I don't have friends, was almost like it was a problem for you to solve, and you wanted to find the solution for it too.
Yeah, people get very uncomfortable when I express it this way. I call it human engineering.
Okay.
My favourite podcast, Hacking Humans, is how do you hack people's brains? How do humans work? And seeing it as a complex, abstract problem, which comes to kind of every part of life, but also that sense of, oh wow, that's really interesting. And a lot of that is actually, we talked about the road less travelled in the last version. A lot of it is knowing yourself. I have exactly a sample size of one.
Yeah,
I'm living in this. So depending on your own theory of consciousness, pointed at the brain, but you can have your own theories of consciousness. But I'm living in this, and I'm conscious in this. And what does that mean? How do I work? And learning how do I work and how to optimize me. Gives me empathy for how others work and what they might be interested in.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's rewind.
Yeah.
So we kind of left off, you were leading a Bible study.
Yep.
Choosing to eventually do systematic theology, but also you were talking about starting up one with Joe and Adam and Joe, who's, it's so funny that their son is now sitting here editing this podcast, but like as a producer, which is cool anyway. But
I knew them before he was born.
Exactly, but it like speaks to the point of the community and how we stay together as Christians and grow older together and invite more people into that.
Absolutely,
it's just like it's a great picture of that.
It's actually one of the scariest things, and I'm now going to sound really old, but watching kids that I used to carry having kids.
I'm pretty sure Hudson gave me food poisoning or something back in the day when I was at their Bible study at his place, at Adam and Joe's place.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Yeah, but it's one of the sickest ways I've ever been. But it's like I don't hold that against him.
So I am seeking to revive a soul revival tradition.
Oh, which is
the sink drink.
Ah, yes.
What's that?
There was not a container of sufficient size to give drinks to 50 odd people.
Oh,
So we used to make a drink in the sink.
Oh, yes, okay.
And
it's like when people use like a bathtub and stuff like that too.
Yeah. So the best variant was the lemon lime Louise.
Oh.
Lou can't even imagine. He can't remember the recipe. So we are going to be recreating the lemon lime Louise. That needs to be a late night goal.
It's actually, you could come up with a number of different ones, just like big buckets.
Oh yeah.
And like create different ones. That's really cool.
Yeah. So late night, I will be staying late for that late night.
Very good.
We will be recreating the lemon lime Louise.
Oh, you should. That's a great idea. And so you're growing up, you like in your kind of early 20s, you finish aerospace engineering, but you don't go into doing anything aeronautical, whatever you want to say.
Yep.
Aerospatial. Why did you go into IT? And you had offers to go overseas too, you said.
Yeah. So I chose to stay because of service and community and where I was and what I could see God doing in my life here.
Yep.
I taught myself to program when I was 7, and I did computational analysis for my thesis. So I'm pretty good at computers. I actually built my own rig because the computers at uni weren't fast enough, and I had a plan B. I couldn't afford. This was back in the day where you had to buy a sound card as well. So I had a plan B. I had the fastest processor, maxed out the RAM, and had the fastest hard drive you could get your hands on, and I designed the system. When I got a job, I bought a sound card and a video card. It was the most awesome gaming rig.
Sick, bro.
Yeah.
Plan
A and Plan B.
Plan B is what will I use this for after I graduate? Right. I know. I have a plan. And so I'd just been an IT nerd, and the first job I was offered was a help desk role, and I jumped onto the help desk. The first day on the job, they flew me to the US.
Wow.
And I spent 6 weeks living in the US training, and then came back to Australia, and it was the most awesome job for a young guy because I spent a week on the help desk and then a week flying around Australia training our customers, running training courses. So it was variety and opportunity and travel all kind of came together in one career. I then moved roles into a company that was really into IT management and IT process engineering, and I discovered that, oh wow, it's just like engineering, and discovered ITIL or IT service management for the IT nerds in the room, and I've just stayed and got from that into risk and compliance, and from risk and compliance I got into cybersecurity, and now I've finally found a big enough problem for my brain. I'm enjoying my career.
Yeah, cool. That's really good that you're enjoying your career.
Yeah. I'd quite like to be working, but I'm again in this phase of, but God.
What's God going to do?
Yeah, what's God going to do? And I don't know, and I keep praying and crying occasionally and saying, Lord, I can't do this. And it's actually one of those interesting things throughout my life and my career. I've been at the top. I've never had any trouble finding work. I've never had and kind of looking back at it, I know the one thing God's teaching me 2 things, but God and only me, as in only Him, because I'm looking back going, oh, that one, I could have gotten that one. That one, here's me along the journey, and God's teaching me to see Him along the journey.
Yeah.
You can see Him teaching the Israelites that pretty much all the way through the Old Testament. Of it's not you. It doesn't matter how well prepared you are or how large your army is. God will use 100 men and some sticks, and still win.
Still win, yeah.
But God and only God. And so that's the thing. As much as I struggle, mentally and emotionally with this journey of not having anything to do for work, the other side of it is the opportunity for learning, and I can't wait to see where God's going to place me. I can't wait because it can't be anything else other than interesting.
Yeah, right.
And amazing.
Because He's done that a number of times.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Yeah. And so that early stage history of choices along the way, and you see my choices, and my choices are related to faith choices as well as opportunity choices, but I could not have planned this would work that way and that I would be so satisfied in the outcome. But then that sense of only God putting the right choices before me. As I said in the last episode, watching my parents go through roughly the same journey of, my dad could not have planned the career he had. My mum could not have planned the career she had. Only God. Only God.
Right. And so you've also mentioned, like we at the previous episode, we talked about being a father and a parent. Can you tell us about your family and your wife Suze, who we know, of course? Like, how did you guys end up getting together? You said that was at one that you were doing with Adam and Joe.
Yep.
And then tell us about your family and your kids and what has I like to ask this question: what has God taught you about being a parent? But let's start with Suze first.
Yeah. Okay. So Suzanne is a Presbyterian.
That's a funny thing to start with.
She moved to Australia from Scotland.
That's right, yeah.
She's a Scottish Presbyterian, which has gone its own way. A Scottish Presbyterian from the old days, back when Presbyterians did Presbyterianing.
Okay.
So she came to Australia and she started, went through high school, got her finance degree. Actually, we were at Sydney Uni at the same time and never met, which is the way it works. I was in the engineering side, I'm just saying.
Don't mix with the accountants.
Yeah. They use spreadsheets too, apparently. Just not the kind of spreadsheets.
Not the right way.
Yeah, no. Sorry, that's our family fight at the moment. I know how to use spreadsheets. No, you don't. No. I can show you another way to use spreadsheets. The rockets will come out the other end. I'm just saying.
Not just dollars.
Yeah, no. Well, you need dollars for rockets. On that, we agree. You need dollars for rockets.
All you do is find tax for people to pay.
Yeah. Intervention tax. Yeah, so Suze moves to Australia. She then started working at Anglican Schools Corporation. She met one girl who's become her bestie since, Ruth Johnson, now Ruth Rundle. And Ruth was one of the university students at Guymer Anglican, and we were mates. And so Suze was travelling a long way to get to work at Hurstville, and Ruth said, look, we got a spare spot in our shared house. Do you want to move in? And so she did. And Suze's like, well, I need a new church. I'm a Presbyterian. I'm going to go to Cronulla Prezi. And she started going to Cronulla Prezi. And Ruth was, shall we say, in her ear about, you should come along to our church. There's a few guys there you might like to meet. Well, there's one particular guy. And so I'm married because of a leather jacket. It was a very impressive leather jacket.
That she wore or you wore?
That I wore.
Okay.
Do you still have it?
Apparently, yes. Apparently stood out amongst my friends, but we're going to need an 80s night for that one.
The jacket. Very nice.
Yeah.
So we met, we bumped into each other. I was the most frustrating guy in the universe because we became friends. And we were friends for a long time and friends socially. We eventually went to see, I think, Lethal Weapon 3. I'll be corrected on this. It might have been 2.
Which one's the one with the South Africans? Is that 2 or 3?
I think it's 3.
Yeah, okay, yeah, cool. Diplomatic immunity.
Yes. And she reached for a cup and her hand hovered for a while and I grabbed her hand and the rest is history. And so we were friends in a larger social group in the modern way of Christian dating, friends for a long time, friends for a good time, friends. We then dated for 3 months and we were sitting on the couch at her place, which she actually shared with Paul Kaus. Hi, Paul.
Oh.
Paul. So there's a lot of Solies in this history. And we're sitting on the couch and we were watching, I don't even know what the TV show was, but she did the perfect impression of my mother. And I just turned to her and said, look, I want you to be my wife, not my mother. And and then all the air disappeared from the room. Mm-hmm. And I turned to her and just said, said, I just proposed to you. He said, well, I think you did. Mm-hmm. I said, well, I think I did too. After dating for 3 months. Yeah. I'm like, okay, let's get some advice. And literally everyone said, no, you two are perfect. You did just do this. And so we did. And so we were engaged for longer than we were dating. We were engaged for 6 months and then married.
Wow.
I'll get corrected on this when I get home too.
That's all right.
That's fine.
So that's how we started dating, how we got married, and that was 26 years ago. 7899. If anyone wants to give us gifts. You couldn't. It was the only date with such short notice. It was the only date we could get a reception place. Just 2 weeks before we got married, the reception place rang up and cancelled said, we can't do this. We've just sold to the United Nations, and it's going to become an innovation and meditation retreat. And we've asked them to use the hall just to finish out our bookings. They won't allow us.
Oh.
But we've got some friends. And so we literally had our reception in a tent in Stone Quarry Gardens.
Where's that?
Out down towards Camden.
Okay.
And we got married in Camden Presbyterian Church. I have been inspected, shall we say. My theology is up to scratch.
Okay, very good. Yes.
We can later in the podcast have a conversation about double predestination. I've opened the can. I've opened the can. I'll be able
to handle it. And on next week's episode, we're going to do a sleep podcast for those who would like to pass out.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was inspected by her Presbyterian minister, and it's all good.
Okay.
And
very good.
Yes, Suzanne is now technically an Anglican.
I was going to say you stole her away from moved her from the dark to the light, as you say.
Yes. Well, she's no longer in the Presbyterian section of heaven. I've seen her clap her hands in church.
Oh my gosh!
So she's been kicked out. She's no longer a Presbyterian.
Jeez. Okay. Gosh.
Sorry, we just ended up in a strange spot because you asked me about raising kids. But that is how kids came about.
Yes,
is holding hands.
Okay, that's all we need. The details on that one.
Yeah. Well, we have 2 children and we've stopped holding hands. We have no more children. It's all good.
Perfect.
I have
just
causal proof.
Just don't hold hands again.
No. So raising kids has taught me a lot about life, a lot about faith, a lot about work.
Sure, yeah.
And just that sense of parenting. Many people get frustrated or grumpy at me when I say this, but I'm not raising children, I'm raising adults. And they go, oh no, they're kids. My kids play, my kids have fun, my kids had I believe, a wonderful youth. I'm sure I've provided it to them. But just that sense of, no, hold on, I'm raising humans who are going to be independent in a dangerous world that conflicts with their faith and values. And what I want them to be is sophisticated consumers are the words that come to mind, but it's not the right words for it. But I want them to be sophisticated and careful participants in society and to be able to bring what's important to them. And so that... well, everyone can look at them. You can meet them. I think they're doing okay. But just that sense of powerful, independent minds. And just as my parents raised me, raising me not to make a choice, raising me to know the truth, and knowing that I still had to make a choice. God seeks each of us. And each of us individually need to confess our faith, but to watch them both make their own choices for faith and to stand at confirmation and declare those choices, even to the point where they chose where to be confirmed. My daughter was confirmed at Janelle Anglican because that's where her friendship group from school goes. You go, oh no, declare your faith amongst and with your friends, because they're going to be here for a long time.
Yeah.
And particularly we had that other conversation about me maybe not being here. that has influenced
for sure
my view of if it wasn't me, maybe what you've got is your mum, maybe what you've got is neither of us, maybe what you've got is your friends. And certainly as we all get older in life and we watch our friends' parents pass away and go to glory, hopefully, that sense of, oh, hold on, this is all we got, the community that God has given us to live in, to learn in, and to express our faith in.
How do you think your accident changed how you were being a parent?
It made me not want to miss out on anything. That sense of choice of husband first, father second, employee third. But of course, sitting behind all of that is faith first, God first.
Sure.
But in this world, the things that I want is to be a husband and a servant, to be a father, and to see them go on to great things. What God has prepared for them.
So that question that they often bring out now, like someone who's really supposedly wealthy and successful and blah blah blah, and they're on their deathbed, and people ask the question, what do you think about this, or what would you think you would have done? And the answer is always, I wish I spent more time with my kids.
100%.
Right?
Yeah. 100%. Well, I've had a moment to think about what I wanted on my gravestone.
Yeah.
And all I could ask was that he lived by the light that was in him. Yeah. A little bit of a riddle to get people to think, but I live by the light that God has given me. And if that was all you could say about my life looking back, and say, look, he lived by the light that was in him. He made his choice. He made his faith. And everyone could see the light. That's the man I'd like to be. But just that sense of not watching them grow, helping them to grow, being there in their worst moments, being there in their best moments, celebrating both, and their responses to it. One way to put it is you judge a man by the quality of his friends. And when I look at the quality of my friends at Soli's, when I look at the quality of my friends in my life, when I look at the quality of my son's friends, when I look at the quality of my daughter's friends, I'm so proud of them. That they can sustain a large group, 10 plus close friends, which is actually genuinely really hard. But they both have large groups of close friends who are there when they need it, and there in the best times. You go, oh wow, that's my tick as a parent. You'll be fine.
Yeah, cool.
And I think that's the reflection of waking up going, oh, what if I wasn't here? That would be fine. That would be fine. No, God's got them.
Yeah.
And B, God's got the right people around them. And C, they're mostly Christians. Oh, wow.
But you're comfortable that if you actually it was time to go be with God, that it would be okay still. Yeah.
Yeah. And that just that reflection of kind of going, well, why am I here, and why did I want to wake up so much? Because I'm not done being a dad. I feel I've got so much more to offer them. Yep. But that other side of God would have had them.
Yeah.
It's God's promise. They are his people. He will care for them.
So I think there's so much more that we could discuss, but you do have to get going to an appointment very soon. So I'd love to ask you the kind of final question that we ask you, which is, you look back over many things in your life, and your story is very different to a lot of other people. It's a journey, as you said, it's a very different journey. What do you think, if you go back in time, what would you want to tell your younger Christian self?
Yeah, look, I think I've already given you the spoiler.
Yeah.
And the spoiler is, but God and only God. No, at every moment, at the toughest moments, and like, it's kind of easy to make me the superstar and say he's gotten here through all those tough things. You must be so strong. No, it's only God, and just that constantly going back to that reflection of only God and but God. I can't wait for God to fix this, or I can't wait for God to give me where He's taking me. And it has just been the most fascinating of journeys, and I can't wait to see more of that. So please, I hope you see the smile. I'm so excited to see what's next.
Oh, I believe you when you say it, for sure.
And that's only God. I could not bring this as me. to be excited for what's next is only God, because look at what's behind. And so that's the advice I would give young me, little me, was the sooner you learn this, only God, but God, there's God in this story.
There's God. I like that. There's God in this story. Well, it's been very much a pleasure to have you on the podcast. While I wrap this up, while we wrap up the chips, I might ask Hudson to bring us over the chip lunch badges, so you can pick your own badge for being on the podcast.
Oh, I get badges.
But
been there, done that, got the badge.
Yeah. That's actually the point of it. And you can choose one from either the black or yellow side. But it has been really, really cool to have you on the podcast to hear your story. You are what a beautiful presented box it is. It's just a brown box with chip lunch badges written on it. What would you go with? The black one?
Black
Very
one.
nice.
Yeah.
Because the yellow was too much like chicken salt.
Oh, yes.
It'll look good on the leather jacket as well.
Oh,
yeah.
Put it on for Suze. What do you reckon? Yeah. I've been on chip lunch and I've got the leather jacket on.
And the badge.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for coming on, Brad. It's been really cool. And I think you are right that I can see God working through what has happened through your life, even before the accident, but also obviously now after. But I think what I most have got out of recording these two-parters with you is how much you want to point it back to God. And I think that's an encouragement for me to actually keep doing that. And I haven't had the experience that you had, but I think that's an encouragement to. That doesn't mean I can't do that.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Braden, final words, Braden. Wrap these big packet of chips up for us and turn it into a tornado.
A tornado, chip on a stick tornado or whatever.
Yeah.
Chip on a stick.
I think it's been great. I think we need a part 3, Brad, to talk about definitely planting Soul Revival. And you've been a part of Soul Revival for as you said, for a very long time, and we didn't really even touch on that.
We didn't.
That's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
A part 3. And
we'll get you back
to
again.
chat about that and the planning of Soul Revival as a church, out of a youth group, and all those things. I think you've had a great perspective and a hand in that. I'd love to chat more about that. But I think it's just great to spend time chatting, and I think like Joel mentioned, like we've had these conversations before about your accident and the reflections from it. But I think it's been, every time I sit down and speak to you, you've had more reflections and had more experiences on how you want to do that. And I think what I really appreciate is you taking those experiences and wanting to not just reflect on it in your own walk, but then take that to help other people. So like I had a shoulder reconstruction. It's nothing, but I remember sitting down and talking to you about rehab, and you had great insights about how to approach rehab and things. And that was just a great encouragement and conversation that you took from your own experience. Again, that God has given you those reflection points, and then you were looking to how can I care and love and serve the people around me through those experiences. And I'd encourage you that you have been doing that in a very lovely way, but to keep doing that. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm just going to echo that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
And thank you so much for inviting me, guys. I've really enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah, it's been really fun.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And thank you to everyone that's listening and or watching. We really appreciate it. If you've got some time, come and chat with Brad and Suze and their kids, because they've all got plenty of stories. Brad has a really good one, but plenty of stories to tell. And you've been part of Sorrowwell from, like you said, from pretty much the very beginning. So you've got plenty of, you fit on the timeline, but before the timeline, like we said, you're around like
prehistoric.
Yeah,
prehistoric.
But Greaves, the creation of Greaves, then it's Brad and Suze.
Yeah. And I think we mentioned this in the last podcast, but Brad chatted about some very tricky things, and he intentionally put in some places to go and talk to inside the church sphere, outside the church sphere, and we'll make sure we chuck some things in the show notes if you would like to get in touch with anyone to chat about those things.
Yeah. These things can bring up a lot for you or for people you know, or people you even share the podcast with. It's a journey and a story. Please, there's help. There's always help. Just ask.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we really appreciate your story, man. Thank you so much. And we always finish with a one way. So thank you. And one way. One way.